My name is Danny. 2 years ago, I died from reasons unknown to those who knew me. But now, I have returned to revisit my past. For the truth to be revealed, I must set free the souls I left behind. The woman I thought to be my mother was institutionalized for something she didn't do. Then the worst thing happened. She was raped. Her baby left for dead. And so was she. Her family thought it best to kill me, but in the spirit world, children have control.
This will now teach you not to play with guns, okay?
Ryan Davy, producer, director of photography, cinematographer, and editor with 20 years experience behind the camera here and in South Africa.
This way it walks in that way. And ready, stand by, roll sound. And roll it. So ready, silence and set.
21, 21.
And go. Okay. Action.
Hey, Zeno!
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good to see you.
Come on in.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It is warm in here.
That's because the talent of this hat. After you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, look what I was looking at.
Cool.
What do you think?
This is me.
So now, let me ask you this now. When you're doing when you were shooting the parricidal effect,
Yeah.
am I pronouncing it correctly?
Parricidal.
Parricidal.
Yeah.
What does parricidal mean?
It is the killing of a parent by a child. So
Really?
you get the parricidal, then you get the matricidal, which is the killing of a mother by a child, and then the patricidal, which is the killing of a father. But in this case, both parents were killed, so it's parricidal.
But I knew that. Because, I just wanted to see if you knew what.
It's a typical question.
Okay.
Everybody
Okay.
asks it. So, and the fact that people don't really know what it is kind of it's helpful because people end up Googling it, and it creates a little bit of interest.
So how does that pretty much describe what your movie's about?
Yeah, it's to sum it up in one line, it's the story of an amnesiac teenager who undergoes hypnosis to reveal the truth behind the murder of his parents, of which he's been accused of. So the actual incident was so traumatic, whatever happened was so traumatic that he actually developed a kind of a barrier of memory and he couldn't remember. And a psychiatrist is brought in to help because it's D-Day, the jury has to decide on a sentence. So the psychiatrist in an act of desperation is saying, let's try one more thing and let's put the kid under hypnosis and see if we can reveal whatever happened.
He had no face, but I knew this place. If I see him once more, I'll settle the score.
Now, is this a natural talent that you have, or do you have to be kind of, disturbed or something to come up with an idea like that?
No, you see, that's the thing is what a lot of people assume when you're good at something that it's a natural talent. It really isn't. It's like I think any filmmaker will tell you that it starts from a young age, and you have to practice that talent, and you have to keep enduring. And as the years go by, as the decades go by, you get better at it until eventually you master your trade. But it's certainly not something that naturally comes to me.
You mentioned about getting started early. So how old were you when you kind of like discovered that this is something you wanted to do?
16.
16.
Yeah, 16 years old. I watched a movie that kind of transformed me and changed my life, and I realized that's what I wanted to do because I realized how important a movie can be to one's life, and that if if you chose the right topic, if you chose the right genre, you could change people's lives.
So at the age of 16, do you remember the first piece of equipment that you bought?
Actually, I tell you what happened is I got involved in wildlife because that was my second passion. So I just worked because I was too young to actually earn money. So I joined the National Parks Board and worked for them for about a year for free, not earning any salary. And while I had access to all this beautiful sort of scenery and beautiful nature.
So you say from where when you say scenery? Where is it?
I initially started on the Natal Drakensberg, which is kind of central in South Africa, and it's just all mountain. And they would just give me a horse and a gun, and they would just say, "Go out and catch poachers." That's pretty much it.
Really?
Yeah. So
wow.
there was a small team of us, and we would sleep in caves. We weren't allowed to make fires or anything like that because obviously you give your position away.
Guys, we need backup here! Quickly!
Copy that, ground inbound from the north. ETA 2 minutes. Camera, please.
But it was just such a entertaining adventure. So they transferred me to a biosphere reserve, which was 100,000 hectares of land that farmers had donated for game. And literally when I arrived, they gave me a gun. And they said, we need you to get rid of the dogs and we need you to catch poachers. That's pretty much my mark in the industry, and then I use that material to get into bigger studios and get recognition that way. Yeah, I made a decision that I'd worked wildlife for about 5 years, and I realized that I wasn't really making that much of a difference in the world, because it's great to follow the lions and the hyenas and the leopards and that around, but it just wasn't helping an audience to relate to it. So I figured, I'd say about 4 or 5 years ago, I decided that's it. I'm going to get into the theatrical, motion picture, feature film part of the industry.
So how did you make that transition? Did you do your own writing?
Yeah, I did.
You started writing?
I did advertise for stories, but I just couldn't find the right stories, so I ended up writing my own.
So you wrote your own movie for it?
Yeah, Lords of Exile was my very first feature film, which took me 3 years to make.
A land diversified by culture. A time horrified by violence. An orphan boy struggling through a life of loneliness until a tragic encounter unveils his destiny.
Is what I do wrong? Soon I shall know.
Lords of Exile.
It was a really tough film. I took a far bigger bite out of it than what I what I could handle.
What influences you to create the right movie?
Well, first of all, the important thing that if anybody's going to tell you a story, the most important thing they're going to ask is what's the moral of the story, right?
Right.
So for me, that's the most important thing, is moral. It's got to have some sort of moral element to it, because as a filmmaker, I feel that we're in a position to entertain a large amount of people at one single time. So why not exploit that opportunity and do something good for the world? So you could still do it through a thriller, you could still do it through a horror, and those are the elements that I look for in a story. And a lot of producers have come to me wanting me to do their movies, and I've had to turn them down because a lot of the films don't have the key elements that I'm looking for, and that is conflict. There's got to be a lot of conflict. You've got to torture your characters, all the time. There's got to be a lot of change in the character. If I don't feel the character's changing at all, then I don't feel there's a point to the story at all. And then the most important thing for me is, what is the moral? What is the message? Even though we're entertaining through a mixed genre or through a horrific or a thrilling genre, what is the key thing that an audience is going to walk away with? That can
So you want your audience to go, after they watch the movie, you want them to go,
Exactly.
I've always imagined filmmaking to be a way of justifying the excellence behind the design of the technology used by creating good, solid stories, using your resources, using your infrastructure, bringing in creative, passionate, dedicated people. That way, justifying the amount of effort, time, and complexity that goes into telling a good story. I've always seen filmmaking as a symphony. One instrument out of key throws the entire system out of balance.
Come on, guys, keep up! Woo! This is so cool. You think we'll see a ghost or something? That's the idea.
Hey, I hope they don't notice that we're gone from the orphanage.
Who cares? Woo! Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters!
Remind me why we're doing this at night.
Spirits are more restless at night. We got a better chance of seeing.
What are the flares for?
In case the flashlights go out.
And the masks?
Viral infections. They're rife in there.
Lucky I brought a cup. There are only 3 masks.
Unlucky you.
Great, what am I supposed to use?
Don't breathe.
Hey, if you want to come in the first place.
A woman. Singing. Oh my God, don't say that. What was that? Alex, are you okay? I hear a baby. Crying. My God, I'd rather be dead than be in a place like this. She is dead. What? How did she die? Nobody knows. Oh my God, did you see that? Hey, what? People! There were people in the room! They were right there! Oh, God! Okay, shut the hell up. Okay, guys, calm down. Oh my God, it's cold in here. Oh my God!
You got it, Alex. Cut that out.
Right there! Quit messing around. Alex, you're scaring me.
God!
Oh my God!
Run!
Oh my God, guys, what do we do? Alex, what do we do? Oh my God, Alex, I want to go home.
Just go!
No, you go.
I'm not leaving you here.
Just go. Alex, we're trying to get help. Alex, talk to me. Alex, I want to hear your voice. Alex, say something, Alex.
Emma! Oh my God, are you alright? What happened?
The door just broke open.
Guys, where's Alex?
Alex,
What are you doing? I don't think that's Alex.
Alex? Alex? What is it?
Alex, you've come back.
Mommy?